but you can't feel the water. When the light shines again and again, but you can't feel the heat on your face. I know the words can hurt, but you can't let it get inside. And I know what they're saying's not true, just believe me when I say it. You're worth it to me. You shine right through and make life feel like a dream. Yeah, you're worth it to me. Oh, you shine right through and make life feel like a dream.
Hi everybody and welcome to CES. I'm Mike Petereyns from Thermaltake North America, and we're here at the Thermaltake booth, and we got lots of great stuff to continue to show you guys, and we definitely want to say thank you so much for staying tuned yesterday for our 2 live streams that we had going on showing our chassis and some of our liquid cooling and power solutions. We have some more stuff that we want to show you guys, but first I got a special treat here. Now we invited a couple of modders to, bring their modded systems, because our theme here is game with your mod. So of course, we're going to bring some modded systems here to show you guys some awesome stuff. But not only did we bring the mods, but we also brought some of the modders all over the world to come in and talk a little bit about their mod and, just give a little bit about what they do and everything. So what I'd like to do is I'd first like to start off here with our best friend, Jesse from JP Modified. Now he sent this out. This is his Project Liberty Tower 900 system. Now Jesse couldn't make it out, but we did want to make sure we give a good shout out for Jesse because he's a great support for us here at Thermaltake. This is his Titanfall 2 mod, and I mean, as you can see it here, he's done some really interesting configurations with the radiator in the back, the reservoir in the front. He did a different look with the tubing that he used. You can see that he's done a little bit of a patina work, giving it that Titanfall rustic look, just like it's something out of the back of a robot. There's some other details that he's added here on the side, and of course some great hardware in there as well. Coolant's looking great. Awesome job, Jesse. We really appreciate you sending this all the way out, and we just want to thank you enough for helping us with showing off an awesome Tower 900 mod. Now I'm going to jump over here to this next. Now this is just an amazing Core P5, and this right here was built with Mike from PC Customs, all the way from Belgium. And you know what? Mike is here, and he's going to be able to talk to you guys a little bit about his system and what he's got on. So hey Mike, first off, hey, thanks so much for coming out to CES and be here. It's a pleasure to have you, man. So can you just tell us a little bit about your build and what's going on?
Yeah, sure. Where should I start?
There's a lot to talk about, right?
There's a lot going on that one. It's all the different kind of techniques I mastered in the 10 years I do case modding. So I put all the techniques I had mastered in that one piece of art. So I actually 3D printed the GPU covers. I mounted as much as hardware on the Core P5 that's possible on it, and make sure it even looked good too. Yeah, and it's water cooled too. So
can you tell us a little bit about what this process? Maybe some people at home don't really understand like channeling and some of this, because this is some detailed work here, and I know it takes a lot of time. So I mean, it's a great build, but maybe just a little bid about the channeling. What do you have to do?
So actually, the acrylic plate is made out of 2 separate sheets of acrylic. The first sheet is milled in with channels that need to be spot on the right spot to make contact to the tubings from the water cooling, and then it has to be shut down with an O-ring with a top cover on it, make sure it doesn't leak everywhere. So yeah, it really has a lot of pressure on that panel, but it did a great job, right? It connects every dot on the same spot with one manifold. So yeah, it looks amazing.
Dude, and you know, I got to tell you that when you look at like channeling and stuff like this, I mean, it's just a completely different aspect. I mean, I know we've seen it out there, but it's not easy to do. And I mean, something like this, I mean, this came out beautifully, Mike. I mean, this is really, really cool. Now, you know, this was another thing, my personal favorite, was what you did here with the feet. And then this you know, this base plate that you actually made here. I mean, if we can get a close up so you guys can kind of see some of this detailed work. Now, you know, Mike, can you, you know, maybe talk a little bit about like what you did with the feet in this bottom part?
So the base plate is actually really customized to start from a blank sheet to make sure all the hardware was on the right spot. So I actually had to redesign the entire structure to make sure every hardware component fitted on it, even the radiator that's on the bottom.
Oh, the radiator's on the bottom. So yeah, a lot of people probably were wondering where the radiator is.
It's hide in the bottom, and it sucks cold air from the bottom, and it blows it right through up in the top. So yeah, I actually had to laser cut the entire panel. So you see like the lines, it's actually like the electrical wiring into the main board, something like. So and the light will shine through it. It was actually really hard to laser cut that fine detail because yeah, you have to find fine balance between laser cutting and melting.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean the heat, right? Because if it's too hot, then I mean look how fine this is. I mean this is some really detailed work. And then after you do that, you have to bend it and break it to yeah.
So that was another part that need to be done perfectly, and it came out really well. So yeah, and then you had like the 3D printed parts I also added on it, like the fan rings and the 3D printed GPU water block covers, because I hate it when you have a nice graphics card with a nice air cooler on it, and you put a block on it, you don't know which brand it is anymore.
Yeah.
So I kind of used the native air cooling design from the GTX standard stock cooler.
Yeah, because they did a whole new change with the 10 series cards as far as the GPUs.
I really liked the design, so I wanted to use that on my water block too. So I kind of designed it to match the standard air cooler, and I 3D printed the part, put it on top of the water block, and yeah, it looks amazing.
It really came out great, Mike. Now, and you know, for all us techies back at home, we always like dying to know, you know. So this looks great and everything, but hey, give us a lowdown on what's in here hardware-wise.
Yeah, so it's a dual Xenon motherboard from Asus with 2600 series inside of it, with like 32 cores.
Yeah.
64 gigs of memory. DDR4 ECC memory, so it's a server board.
Yeah, because it's a server board. Yeah.
Yeah.
But dual CPUs.
Dual CPU, yeah.
And GPUs.
Yeah, and actually the two GPUs are actually running in SLI.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to use like the longest PCI Express razors that are available at the market right now to be able to connect it to the motherboard and use it on the left and the right.
Yeah.
And I even have to design my own SLI bridge.
Nice. Well, hey, that's what modding's all about. Sometimes there's a part that you may not have, and you got to just make your own.
Yeah, you have to make it your own because, yeah, you have to think outside of the box. When it doesn't do the job you need to do, you just make it happen.
Awesome, Mike. Well, hey, Mike, we really appreciate you coming out here for CES. Amazing mod, and thank you so much for your support here from Thermaltake. Thank you so much. So we're going to move on here. We got our next build. Now, this one right here is all the way from down under with my good friend Stuart Tonks from GGF. Stuart, thank you so much for coming out to CES, man. Really appreciate it. So, hey, Stuart, tell us a little bit about your mod, my friend.
Basically, if you're familiar with my builds, I go for maximum cleanliness, very, very clean lines, very, very straight tubing, just try and keep everything parallel. And with the Tower 900, it was a perfect case to run, well, it does run the GPUs vertically like this, and I really enjoy it when GPUs do run vertically. You don't get any sag, you don't need any supports. And then I ran the GPU tubing parallel with the GPU and just ran it down the back. A lot of my builds, I also run tubing down through a motherboard tray, and then I sort of link it all up behind the case where you can't see it. And then I've done the same with the CPU run. I've run the tubes down as well.
It looks really clean. I mean, the straight lines, and then you have the wiring, the cable management, and everything you did. Now, tell us a little bit about because I see like there's a screen right here and stuff. Can you give us a little lowdown on what's going on there?
Yeah, so with these screens, everyone's been asking me, I do it in quite a few of my builds. I use these little screens. They're just a cheap $50 screen from eBay, and the Tower 900 had this perfect little spot in this sort of, I call this sort of area sort of a center console for it. You're meant to put 2 hard drives in there, but being a modder, I decided to pull those out and put in a little screen. Now these screens just connect back into the PC themselves, and they just run through HDMI. So I ran the standard TT Riing software on the screen, and you get like a visual sort of aspect of the monitoring and the fan colors. So it actually worked out really, really well.
And then you can actually control like the PC off of this, right?
Yes, exactly. It just runs into Windows. So if you're running it as a secondary screen, if you've got, say, a main 4K screen, it comes in Windows as a secondary screen, and you can slide your programs over to that screen.
Oh man, that is awesome. Now, Stuart, as far as what we're all about here with modding and the tech side of things, can you give us a little bit of lowdown on what's power and all this stuff? What you got in here?
So this is some pretty beefy hardware. Intel Australia, I'm very thankful to them. They supplied a 6850K for this build. That was really, really nice. It complements this build nicely. And MSI Australia have also thrown in their gorgeous titanium X99 a motherboard. And you can see it's sort of like the star of this build on the inside for the hardware. I went with the silver theme. You can see sort of down below, I painted the case silver, and then I went with like a black textured finish to go over it. And then G-Skill supplied the 64 gigs of Trident Z. That's the silver and white. And then Zotac supplied the 2 Arctic Storm 1080s, and they're silver as well. Just on the Zotac cards, I had to change the yellow because everyone knows Zotac loves yellow. Had to change that to blue to match the rest of the build. And then we've got A-Pacer. They've come out with a lot of new silver, sort of titanium-looking SSDs. So they threw in a bunch of those, and I really wanted to show off their new Armor Plus SSDs. So I mounted their 2 Armor Plus SSDs in a way to sort of highlight them and bring them out through the front. Because you can see where I've got the 2 reservoirs on the left and the right, that's actually not the default spot for the reservoirs. The default platforms are really towards the front of the case, and you're meant to put SSDs behind them. So I thought, well, there's no point doing that because you're not going to be able to see them. So I made my own mounts for the reservoirs and the pumps, put them towards the back, and put the SSDs towards the front. Then I thought, all right, I've got all this room in this little center console. Let's run the tubes in there, and we'll just tube it out through the back. So that actually worked out really well as well. And then lastly was the cables from ModGuru. I've used a lot of their cables, and the silver and blue just tie in nicely with the rest of the build.
Yeah, I got to say that silver and blue combo and the little touches that you've done here and there on the inside really came together nicely. And I think a lot of people didn't really notice. I mean, I know I kind of did. I thought it was really cool what you did. But, doing the pass-through tubing, instead of running it back through the back, he actually passed it through in and through the back, and it makes it a nice, clean look.
Yeah, exactly. There's just a few little touches, like you get this structure on the inside. I painted that the same silver to match. Also the center console, I vinyl wrapped that whole area like sort of a more of a matte black, because the standard TT black wasn't quite sort of dark enough for it. So instead of painting it, I thought I'll just vinyl wrap it because I like the smooth texture you get for the vinyl wrap. And also with the top, it has that, I don't know if you can get the camera up there, but it's got that same type of silver and black paint finish as well on the top.
Yeah, and I saw you did that down the radiator side there too. It's a nice little touch and everything. And of course, we got our Ring fans in there. 1250 watt RGB TT PSU in the back. Unfortunately, in a case like this, you do not see the PSU at all, but of course had to go TT for the PSU. Awesome, Stuart. Well, hey, we really appreciate you coming out, man. Thanks so much, dude. Awesome mod. Really appreciate it, Stuart. Now we're going to be moving on here to our next mod. Now this is Marc Molella. Marc, Precision Computing, good friend of mine. I've known Marc for many, many years now, and Marc just killed it with this awesome Core P3. So Marc, you want to tell us a little bit about your PC?
Well, I was inspired by this by the Avatar movie. Okay, it's such an awesome movie. They had the concept for the movie so far in advance that they had to wait till the technology caught up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I remember that.
So that's what we do with this. It's all artwork. So I could take that movie and take the artwork that they created, accent it, use it, and create something really awesome for Thermaltake here.
Awesome, awesome. Now, and as far as I see that, it might not look like a P3 to a lot of people because it looks like you've done some custom work here. So can you talk a little bit about like that, the PSU shroud and, kind of what you got going on?
So I wanted to create the power supply shroud here because I had V1 Tech made the cable extensions for me, right? The TT 1250 watt titanium power supply comes with the sleeved cables, but they didn't match the mod.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wanted to hide all of the wiring down here without taking away from the P3. So I didn't want to hide the power supply so much, so I created this shroud so that I could accent the name of the mod, the PC of Souls. And then I also went and created this to act as the planet Pandora, okay? So that wraps around all of the avatar themes here, and it gives like the planet circular accent around the case.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks really cool. I don't know if we can kind of catch this, but he's even got some nice artwork here on this side, you know, followings from the movie. And I mean, it's on the inside too, Mark. I mean, you did like a really cool little thing right here, kind of brought it all together, I guess, you know. And then, those LED fittings in there, man. How'd you like working with those?
You know what? They're really cool. I was worried when I first started about the wiring. You know, what am I going to do? Is it going to be a big mess? But I was actually able to route the wiring really nice so that, yeah, it was a mess behind the case because there's 10 fittings.
Yeah.
So you got 10 extra wires because they're, you know, LED. But I was able to clean it up really nice in the backside too, route everything really nice. So they're really nice. I like them. They just add that extra little touch on top of the, you know, it's that cherry on top of the cake.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, you know, because I know the wiring, you know, that, and you did a really good job hiding those, and I actually I'm going to probably steal this idea about the pass-through and the backplate, man. That's trick. That's trick right there, dude. That looks great. Now, I mean, you know, with the cover, the paint, and everything, I mean, it looks good. Now, it looks like you also kind of did a little combo to match here, so you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I wanted to stay with the RGB theme, so I have the LED fittings scrolling through the color wheel. I also have an RGB LED kit behind the power supply shroud scrolling through the color wheel. Same with the TT Premium 140 millimeter fans in the front scrolling through the color wheel.
Nice.
Right? So then I have the UV that the opaque C1000 TT coolant actually reacts. So when those lights dim, the coolant lights up under that UV. So, right, game with your mod.
Right.
So, of course, TT eSports, we have the level 10 advanced. We have the Poseidon Z RGB keyboard. We also have the Verto headset over here that I custom painted the top of that, painted the keyboard here, painted the mouse so that you had the whole package.
Yeah, yeah.
Thermaltake 2017 CES, game with your mod.
Dude, hey, Mark, we really appreciate you coming out. Thanks so much. You know, great mods here from the guys. And, you know, it's even better when you guys have the, you know, when we have the modders here, too. Because, I mean, it's all cool. You know, you can see all this stuff. But, you know, sometimes it's better just to, you know, get it directly from the mod guy himself, you know, get his experience. Now, hey, you know, before we wrap up, I just want to ask you, because, you know, we all like the tech side of things. Well, what's powering all this? You know, what do you got hardware-wise, CPU, GPU in here?
So we have the Gigabyte Design Air EX X99 2011-3 motherboard, 5930K processor, 16 gig of a VIXR, the Tesla Blue RAM. We have the GTX 1080 that was sponsored for us by NVIDIA. And of course, we have the under here, the Thermaltake 1250 watt titanium power supply. Efficient, works like a charm.
Awesome, Mark. We really appreciate it. Again, thank you
Thanks,
guys so much. And definitely a big thanks to all the modders that came out here and the mods that you guys brought. Awesome stuff to showcase, guys, here for CES 2017. You know, game with your mods, our theme. So, hey, we're going to definitely bring some mods to game with. Now, I want to jump right over here to one of my little favorite mods. And, you know, just bear with me here for just a second. If you guys don't mind, we're going to talk a little about. Now, we talked about this yesterday a little bit, but I kind of want to go a little bit more in depth, you know. I'm not that professional type modder like, you know, these guys are. I mean, these guys do this for a living. We just like to have fun. And, you know, with that, we also want to have our customers have fun with the products that they buy from Thermaltake. So what we did was, you know, we all met up in the office. I know I kind of talked about it a little bit, but I want to go a little bit more into detail. Now, this right here is the Tower 900. Got a treat of a nice blue paint that I did on the case, kind of to more or less match the coolant that's actually in here. We also had one of our guys in the office fabricate this out of wood, and we gave it a little bit of a treatment there to clean it up with some paint and Bondo, and then we actually took a piece of a Core P3 panel to make the acrylic panel here and put the Donkey Kong logo on it. So, you know, I mean, it's all about DIY and, you know, gaming with your mod. You know, sometimes spare parts laying around can become something awesome too. With this right here, the Donkey Kong, we put the, you know, the classic arcade fashion vinyls here on the side and on the front. And then with this, we went with a dual loop system. So as you can see right here, Asus supported us with the Maximus 9 Hero motherboard that focused off of the Z270 chipset. We got our W2 water block in here. And then I got 2 GPUs water blocked here with the Thermaltake transparent water blocks. Now this is a dual loop, so you'll see 2 colors with this. I tried to do as best I could to mimic the Donkey Kong game. You know, I played it for a while. and learned my frustrations and my fun from it, and tried to recreate, the Mario climbing up the, the scaffolding and stuff. So we got our little Mario guy down in here. We threw in some barrels just to add a little bit of a touch to the DIY type of feel. And then, of course, with all this, and we painted all this, one of the great things I liked about the Tower 900 is that everything can be disassembled. You can strip this case down to basically the 6 rails. There's 3 rails on each side. All the panels come out. All the stuff on the inside comes out. These bottom little trays all come out. And that's what we want to bring, because this allows, our modders and, people that want to do stuff to be able to get these parts off, give it a custom treatment, paint it, do whatever, and then be able to put it all back together and, really create something unique versus something that would be installed. Because it's really nice that all this stuff on the inside actually is removable. Even the motherboard tray can be removed, so you can safely install your motherboard, even use it for some dry testing, and then install it back into the case once it's ready to go. Now, this wouldn't be a Donkey Kong case without the classic Donkey Kong noise, so we also had to throw in here a little noisemaker, if you can hear this. So we had to throw that stuff in there because we know it's fun. Retro gaming's always been a passion for a lot of people. You can never give up on, Donkey Kong. Everybody knows Donkey Kong. We love doing the mod and the build for this. And of course, Donkey Kong's not going to be Donkey Kong without a barrel. So we bought a little barrel here to throw this on here just to add some touches with the case. And I think it came out really well. If you guys are going to be coming by for PAX East, come check this out. We're going to have this up and going with a cool little retro feel. I think you guys are really going to like what we have to show off at PAX East as well. So stay tuned for more on that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a quick little commercial break. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some TT eSports products. Don't forget about our giveaway that we're going to be talking about a little bit and more with CES 2017. Hey everybody, and we're back here at the Thermaltake booth at CES 2017 in the wonderful Venetian Hotel. And you know, we talked a little bit about you know, the cooling and the Ring software and stuff. And I know maybe a couple of you guys might have some questions on, you know, hey, what's that new Ring software all about? So, you know, I wanted to take a little bit of a time here because we're going to be talking about some other software stuff with TT eSports here in a little bit. And of course, this fantastic chair that I'm comfortably sitting in right now. But the Ring Plus. Now, this is our Ring Plus new Ring design. These are a 120 millimeter fan. Definitely expect 140s coming in the future. And this is our new Ring Plus TT Premium software. Now, this is a whole new redesigned GUI interface. And I've already kind of preset this up here so I can kind of show you guys not just what color options you can do, but what lighting options you can do. We've added some really cool lighting effects that I'd like to introduce. So right here, just to kind of get everything started, I got this on Profile 1, which you can see right here. It's on Profile 1. Now, this is going to have my 1, 2, and 3 fans. And the great thing about the new Plus software is you can do up to 5 fans now. So we've added a cool little carousel here. So when you're cycling through your fans, instead of making the interface wider, we decided to do a carousel in it to keep it in the same type of format and then be able to allow you to cycle between your fans. So it's really cool to add those 2 more fans on there. Definitely thanks everybody for all the feedback on the Ring fans that we've had out before. So with this right here, this is our solid color mode. And you can see here with the solid color mode, I've gone in and I've kind of offset green and purple all the way around for all 3. And there's 12 LEDs in the fans here. And you can see how I've offset the color. It's showing the reflection of that color that I've set right here. Now, this is in real time. So what I can do is if I wanted to change the color, I could go in here and I could change and click these colors by highlighting it. So you see how the 2 gets a little bit bigger versus the 3? So if I highlighted all the purples right here, all the purples are highlighted, and then once these are highlighted, they're basically activated to change. So I could go in here and I could click blue, and now you'll see this fan down here is now green and blue versus green and purple. So something like this is very easy to change. You have individual separate colors between 12 different LEDs around the new Ring Plus fans to be able to give just about any endless combination of coloring that you could look at. I mean, if there's something we missed, let us know. We'd love to know your feedback on that. Now with this, we also have some great modes. So this right here is just basically a solid color mode. Profile 2 right here I'm going to show, and this is what we call radar. So with the radar mode, it's kind of like that same sweeping radar mode. You know, it's like, you know, think like a submarine and stuff, right? And, you know, you got the boom, boom, and it's got that awesome radar look. So we got this effect right here that you can definitely change the color on and be able to set that up, just giving you a different lighting effect that you may or may not have seen before. Now, Profile 3, this is one of my favorites. This is called the Whirl mode. And what this does is this allows you to be able to interactively change each of the colors. Like as you've seen here, I've set one with a white and blue, white and yellow, and white and green. And you can see how it's reflected over here on the system. And one of the neat things, now with all these modes, we've also done another thing by giving you different speed adjustments. So if I want to slow this down, I can just go right here and I can adjust everything and put it to slow. And now you can see it is still cycling, but it's more of a TikTok type of feel. And then you have everything in between here to be able to get some really neat lighting effects. I mean, as far as what you want to do with the different Ring fans or, you know, set it up, how it's going to match with your system. I mean, everybody always wants options, right? So that's what we're trying to do. Give you guys those awesome options. So this is the Whirl mode, and I think you guys are going to be really excited about this too. Now, going on to the next one. This one is called Snake mode. So, you know, a lot of you guys have played the old school game Snake, for example. It's that same kind of concept where the light is going to kind of travel through all the different colors. I have this in an RGB option where it kind of is going to cycle through each color, and it just kind of fades all the way around, changing to a different color once the rotation's been complete. Now, this as well can be adjusted for the speed, you know, of the lighting, and then the color options too. So it's just another great option. And the last one. Now, this is one of those modes that was kind of a personal thing for me because we launched those Ring fans, and the one thing that I saw was, you know, when we had those images out there, we're like, hey, those pictures show those Ring fans with multiple colors at one time. I'm like, people are going to go, can it do that? So it was a mission for us to be able to try to recreate what we originally showed with the Ring fans, and the Ring Plus has done it. This is our multicolor Ring mode where it's in an RGB mode spinning through the color spectrum, and it just adds a great aesthetic to it. I mean, you can be able to change and interact There's plenty of other options with it too. I mean, I haven't even touched on the speed adjustments. You have PWM control, you have silent control, you have full performance control. I mean, right here with these fans, you can see the RPMs in real time. If I went in here and I adjusted these and say I wanted to put them on silent mode, you will see in real time these fans all start to slow down, and you'll see the RPMs drop, everything will drop, decibels will drop, and this will come down. There's also slider bars that we installed in here too. So if you want anything in between from a low performance to a high performance, we got you covered. So that way you can sit here and you can click and adjust all the different RPM speeds at the same time. PWM stuff, and then importantly, with these profiles, you can save it all. So you can save all this stuff, and then that way you can just change it on the fly. You got 5 different options to just switch back and forth. Because, we don't want people having to go through and select all 12 of those LEDs every single time they want to change something. So we want to give you guys some options to save, so you got some quick hotkey adjustments there. So this is the Riing Plus from Thermaltake RGB TT Premium Edition. Very excited to bring this to market. This is just the beginning, guys. This is our PC app, and we'll also be having a mobile app as well. So you'll be able to do most of this control, almost all this control, directly from your phone, as long as your PC is Wi-Fi enabled. The great thing about this app right here, too, is that it's going to show you the IP, as well as the name of your RGB controller. So when you go onto the app, you'll easily be able to know which one is yours, especially if you're at a LAN party or something. You'll know which one's yours. You can sync it right up and connect to it. And for all those guys saying, I think I mentioned it, at a LAN party, you got a lot of people going on with this stuff. Okay, so we got a quick question, and hey, thanks for the question. So one person said, how many profiles can it save? There's 5 profiles that can be saved. So you can basically set up to 5 different profiles across the fans. Now with that as well, as far as a little bit more about the function, now each profile, as far as how you set it, when you go through the profiles here, you will also have an option for the actual controllers, because you can link these up just like the premium fans. You can do up to 48 fans, I believe even more. We're trying to finalize what we can do, but we have up here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then these controllers will actually scroll all the way over, and this goes up to 16. As you see right here, this one is on channel 16 for it to be shown. So when you click on 16, it's one controller. You can set it and save it to that profile, and then you can copy and paste it all along the way. So that way, if you want multiple controllers, multiple fans, up to 48 fans, you can sync them all to do the exact same thing at the exact same color, at the exact same speed. We've been thinking of everything for you guys. So if there's anything, as like I said, what do you guys want to see from us, or any of the color modes, color options? Let us know. We'll be happy to see what we can do to work that out for you guys. So definitely thank you for your time on that. With this, I definitely want to show you the Riing Plus here at CES 2017. We're going to, let's see, what do we want to do? Let's see, I want to jump into the TT Sports side. So I got here one of our TT Sports keyboards. This is our new Cherry MX keyboard. This is our 10 keyless version. I got the full keyboard on the other side, which I'll show you in a minute. But this is just a quick little brief rundown of our new keyboard. Now this keyboard right here is based off a Cherry MX switch. This right here is a blue switch version. So it's got that tactile click to it and everything. There's also the on-the-fly function control. So if I can just kind of, let's see if I can get this guy to be nice here. See if it's going to fall. Okay, it's going to fall. All right. So we said this here. With the function, I can sit here and I can cycle through different options, and you'll see that we've added some additional lighting modes. Not just about the color, not just about the RGB, or how many colors that you have, but what can you do with those colors. So TT Sports has come out with a fresh new look with some new color options here on the fly, and then we'll also have some new software for this that we're re-engineering to be able to make that software work perfect for you from day one with our new TT Sports keyboard line. Now another thing I want to show you up here too, this is our new Ventus X Optical Mouse. Now the Ventus X Optical Mouse is similarly based off of the Ventus X, but this right here is using an optical sensor. This is also an RGB mouse as well too, so being able to adjust the color options and everything, which I'll show you here in just a little bit, gives a great little feel. I really like the rubber grip here on the side when I'm doing my FPS gaming, to be able to have that movement and know that my hands are stuck and locked right to that mouse makes it real easy for me to get those precision movements so that I can get that headshot the first time. The other thing I like a lot here is the wheel, the little rubber that's on the middle of the wheel, real easy to grab, and then other color options being able to change right here on the fly for the color makes it quick and easy to customize your mouse to fit with what you want color-wise, as well as some other options that the software supports. Now, I'm sitting here in this comfortable chair, and I mean, you know, we've been walking around CES, you know, it's been real busy here, but, you know, I got to say, this is such a comfortable chair. Now, this right here is one of our several new chairs that we have. This is the TT Premium chair. As you can see here, got cool little removable pillows. I mean, these things are so soft and comfortable. I mean, even though I'm not sitting in this chair, I'm going to get out, go sit in my bed, and use the pillow even more. I mean, the chair is very comfortable. It has lots of options. I mean, right here, when you look with the armrest, you have adjustment options here on both sides. The armrest can actually move forward and back, which, you know, a lot of you guys have seen this stuff before. But, you know, we wanted to bring a new style with a lot of this. You have the options for the chairs to be raised and lowered. I mean, the basics, right? But one of the things that we did was we wanted to make sure that the chair was designed to support people. You know, be able to, something that's gonna last, you're gonna put your investment into the chair. You wanna have that warranty. You wanna be able to have those shipping options. You know, Thermaltake has you covered there with our huge channel that we have globally to offer these chairs to just about anywhere around the world. Now with this chair too, it's got some great features. I mean, I can sit here and I can rock back, you know, probably maybe think about taking a nap and everything, but you know, you can also go all the way back, as you can see here, and I'm getting a nice view of the ceiling here in our suite. But I got to tell you, I mean, I could literally probably fall asleep in this chair. I mean, I might not want to because my bed is pretty comfortable too, but this is pretty convenient. I mean, you know, being able to relax this far back. I mean, I'm a big guy, you know, and look, I'm not falling. I mean, you know, we did this test in the office, and it was actually quite hilarious because, you know, some people are like, no, you're going to fall. You're like, no, trust me, try it. And, you know, it's kind of interesting, the support that this chair gets, the versatility that this chair offers, and just the flexibility of being able to not just sit comfortably for a long period of time. Because, like, for me, I don't game for, you know, a little bit here and there. Sometimes we get into some serious session, guys, several hours. I'm usually still feeling pretty comfortable and not fatigued at all after sitting in this chair for many hours. I mean, I have one of these in my office, luckily, and I do really enjoy it every single day in the office. So the chair right here, this one right here, just to mention, and we'll cover over some of our others here, is this is the Fit chair. So the Fit chair here is basically designed for, what is it? It's about 71 pounds as far as the, and then yeah, okay, and it has a high density. It's cool, man. The chair's foam has been redesigned. It has, you know, it's sturdy. I mean, you always want to know, like, hey, is a chair comfortable or not? Is it going to support me or not? It's a great balance of both, where it's not too firm, where I feel like I'm sitting on wood, where they're going to say that this chair is going to last you, you know, 10 years or so, but it gives you that nice comfort and support, and then it also gives you that nice bounce back. Now, this here with the Fit chair also has adjustable lumbar. You saw the pillow option that's removable, and this is also removable as well, so if you want it, you don't want it, it's easily removed. With the Fit chair, it gives you more of that high performance feel. It makes you feel like, you know, you're sitting in a racing seat. You know, you guys are big race simulator guys, you'll love this kind of chair. You know, being able to sit real comfortable. Height adjustment as well. You have height adjustment up and down. It's very smooth, Z-frame base, strong bottom, and strong wheels. We've done a lot with this chair to try to give and bring you guys something new to the market for our TT eSports side, because it's just something we need to add. You know, we want to try to create the total solution for everybody, and I think the TT eSports chair line is a nice add-on here for the TT eSports division. Now, this is our TT Premium chair. This is the Fit version, and I just want to kind of pan over here to kind of show you guys. Now, this is our TT eSports line, and you'll see that we have colors in green, blue, and red. And this one being the Fit chair, this one right here being the Comfort chair, and everything giving you two different aspects, supporting two different weights. So, you know, if you're looking for something a little bit more, if you're a person that likes to have a little bit more space, you know, and a little bit of wiggle room and everything, the Comfort chair might be for you. I mean, even if you're somebody that likes to, you know, prop your foot up on the chair, you know, and you kind of do this. Some people like to sit Indian style. Think about that when you're buying your chair. You're going to want to buy one that's going to hug you, or you want the extra space. That's why we came out with two different versions. So the Comfort and the Fit are a great fit for either gamer. And then, of course, it's all backed up too here by TT eSports and our warranty and stuff. So we got our green ones. We got our blue ones. And I mean, you know, it's kind of unique too, because most of the TT eSports line has been red and black. And venturing out to showing some other colors of the TT eSports line just kind of adds on to that DIY aspect that we're trying to bring here with the green, the blue, and the red Comfort and Fit chairs. Now with this we have, oh, you want to get, the wheels are, yeah, oh, yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, we get down in here with some of this stuff. Let's kind of show you guys a little bit about what's going on. So with these chairs, I'm just gonna dump this over here because it's cool. This wheel, this is a very large wheel. Look how big this wheel is, guys. It's very smooth, it rolls very smooth, and I really like how it's designed. It's very easy to put together, very strong Z-frame on this. The shock absorber is awesome. Putting it together is just like putting together another chair. I mean, some people might have some problems. You know, some people might, just kind of depends. I mean, how often do you put a chair together, right? So it's really kind of hard to test on what's gonna work the best for everybody on that, but these are some great chairs that we have. So what I wanna do is I wanna jump over here to this side, and actually, before we jump into the software, I wanna take a quick little break, and then we're gonna come back with more TT Sports and more stuff here at CES 2017. Hi everybody, we're back here at the Thermaltake Suite in the beautiful Venetian Hotel for CES 2017. As you can see, I got a new headset on here. We got the new Cronos Riing 7.1 headset. Now this is using that same Ring thing that we've offered, you know, on our Ring fans here, and we've brought it and integrated it into our new headset. This new headset here supports a 7.1 simulated audio with a 50mm driver. It's very comfortable. We've gone back to redesign the way the foam cushions go for the ear cups. It's an over-the-ear type design. The microphone as well comes as removable, so you can pull it out and away. And then for adjustment, it has this nice adjustable band that's a very soft cushion on the bottom. So this is our new Cronos Riing 7.1 headset. It's very good, and you know, I've liked using it here for a little bit. We just got this. We've changed the cable on it as well. It's a flat black cable with the controller option on here. Nice, good length cord, you know, so if you got your PC down and around and you got to plug this in, you shouldn't have any issues with the cable itself being, you know, too short, for example. Now, one of the cool things about the new Cronos Riing is that it has some software built in here. So as you can see here on the screen, if we want to bring this on in, we'll talk about that one here in a minute. So in our Cronos Riing RGB, we also have some color options that we can change. So you can see right here on the ear cups too. I'll just kind of bring this up over here. Now with this, I can go ahead and I can select the different color options, kind of similar to what you would think of a Ring fan on a headset. Now being able to change these colors, I can also change the speed. This right here is in called rapid pulse mode. We have a static mode, which is just your straight up regular color. You can see you can pick and select your color options. We have a pulse mode, where basically it will pulse and kind of just, you know, give like that pulse effect. We got a spectrum running effect where it'll cycle through the colors, as well as some other ones in here, including stuff like a double blink and everything. Some new stuff that you kind of haven't seen, as well as, you know, other adjustments for, you know, the microphone, the lighting effects, and the speakers with this. Now this is the Cronos Riing RGB 7.1. Look forward to this coming out here in 2017. And then, you know, just to kind of tie everything up, I know we talked about the Mecha Pro keyboard. Now, you know, this Mecha Pro RGB keyboard, this is the full-length keyboard here. So this is the full keyboard. I know you guys saw the 10 keyless one on the other side when we talked about it there. Really neat, new, interesting light, you know, options and lighting effects. Gives it a nice refresh for the TT eSports keyboard series. And of course, you can't have a keyboard without a proper wrist rest. TT eSports came out with a new wrist rest here. It's a gel-like thing, almost like, you know, you think, you know, just like a, almost like those beds and everything. And it just gives you that nice gel feel to it. I use this a lot personally in my system at home, and I can't live without it now. I mean, I know some keyboards might have those other options for them. Sometimes they're plastic, you know, and it might work, it might not work. They put the weird designs in it that show up on your hand after gaming for an hour. I think this is a nice, cool add-on. It's very inexpensive, and it will save a lot on your wrists and everything for those long game sessions. Now, moving over here, with our mice that we have, of course, we need a proper mouse pad. So, you know, TT eSports has been the founder for RGB mouse pads, you know, throughout the years. And of course, we have our new RGB mouse pad right here. Now, I have the software up here for our mouse pad, and I just want to kind of show you that we got our mouse pad here. There are different lighting options that are available too. So if I kind of put it in a wave mode, and I'll just kind of lift this up, here you can kind of see the spectrum lighting just kind of spinning around on it. And it really adds a nice little feel. I mean, you got an RGB mouse, you got an RGB keyboard. Why not have an RGB mouse pad to throw it all together? So with this right here, it's a nice light. It's somewhat flexible, but yet it's still, you know, got that hard surface to it. We also introduced that cloth version as well, so look forward to that too. We hope to see that here later in 2017. So we can give you guys some options for some new RGB mouse pads. There's some quick controls here on the buttons as well. And if you want to learn more about all this stuff here from TT eSports, please make sure to check out our website at ttesports.com. Now, I know what you guys have all been waiting for, and I'm sorry if I kind of stressed you guys out going, oh, Mike, Thermaltake, where's the code? What's the code? What's the code? So what is the code? Do you guys want to win something? Do you know what you could win? I hope you guys are watching. So right now, the code word for today, for this stream, is going to be TT RGB Power number 1. And that's the number sign, guys, not spelling out the word number, just so you guys can't say I wasn't clear. So TT RGB Power number 1. Go to Twitter, throw in that hashtag there to enter to win some prizes. We're giving away 10 different prizes here, including a gaming chair and a Core P5 tempered glass case. So You know, we're here at CES. We're kind of wrapping some stuff up. Stay tuned for more. We're going to have more here later this afternoon covering our mobile line, going over a couple other details, and of course, Thermal Mike's favorite picks here, an overview of CES 2017 here at the Venetian Hotel at the Thermaltake Suite. Booth, suite, what do you want to call it? We're here. We're at CES. Come visit us. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.